Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for August 14th to the 21st, 2026. Such an intense time on this planet. I hope wherever you are continuing to find your center, find your peace, find your wholeness, so that you can be the best clearing for life that you can possibly be. And I thank you to all of you who are striving to do that, to hold that peace on this planet, because that's what makes the difference. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Titania, and this is Tarot with Titania, where I bring you the weekly reading every Friday for the energy to come and how we need to adjust and adapt and use it to our best advantage in service to more love and light on this planet. And with that, welcome. Let's get into this week's reading, shall we? I invite you to close your eyes and let's take 3 nice deep breaths together. Coming back to that beautiful body with the breath. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going deep down into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, in service to your love and your light, knowing that this conduit, this tree root, is providing you with a space to easily and effortlessly release anything that no longer serves you, in service to your love and light. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, now and in the future, as we co-create and pull in what we need to know for this reading of the week, August 14th to the 21st, 2026. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate our exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we're creating here today. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of insight, of transformation, of peace, of deep groundedness. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. I'd also like to acknowledge the overlighting deva of my home, Heart's home, where I find myself, this land, providing me with a safe and stable and loving and kind supportive container to do my good work. And I acknowledge the land where you find yourself listening to this, thanking that intelligence, that aspect of the divine for holding you in the best way possible so you can make best use of this time in service to your highest and greatest good and in service to more love and light. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. Okay, my friends, let's get into the reading, shall we? And so, I'm filming this on Tuesday, the 11th. We have a solar eclipse tomorrow in Leo. Not that we'll see it here in Canada, but in some places that will be quite strong. I understand. Pam Gregory again. You can go find out more from her if you'd like. I'll see if I could put her video in the show notes. Of course, by the time this comes out, that will be done, but we'll still be in the resonance of it because eclipses last more than just a few days. Right. So, Creator, focus. What is it that we need to know this week in service to our personal and our collective highest and greatest good? That we may shine our brightest, that we may hold our center, that we may be a clearing for love and light, healing and transformation on this planet, that we may be there in service to our brothers and sisters wherever they may find themselves, so that we all journey home in the best way possible, supporting each other into our highest and best expression. And we send love out to all the areas affected on this planet. Wherever there are wildfires, where people are fleeing their homes, wherever there are earthquakes, where people have lost loved ones, wherever there is war, wherever there is pain and suffering, Creator, let there be light, let there be peace, let there be love, let there be hope. Okay. All right. So we're starting with the Queen of Wands, and she is holding the energy of the recent past, or this information of the past, what's important from our past that's important now and going into the future. And this is the feminine quality of creativity, inspiration, our passion, our purpose, that which generates our highest enthusiasm. This is important to tap into now. So yes, there is a lot of suffering on this planet. Yes, there's a lot of hardship happening. And this card is reminding us that by tapping into our passion, into our joy, into our ability to be deeply feminine and connected with that energy, we are nourishing the present and the future. So this aspect from our past, that we know that this is nourishing. We've done it in our past, whatever that might be. Like it might be gardening. It might be making a work of art, or playing a musical instrument, or solving a math equation, or cleaning your kitchen. It doesn't matter what it is that brings you home to your inspiration, to your creativity, your passion, to making you feel happy and centered and grounded and purposeful. This energy is important now, and it helps us collectively speaking. It's not just about you that benefits when you get into that kind of a state, but we all benefit. The present card, Eight of Pentacles, this energy of craftsmanship, of slowly, gently, repeatedly showing up every day in a small way in service to our gifts, our talents, our abilities, our yes, our purpose, our contribution, whatever that might look like. Even if we don't know what it is, we have to show up every day and say yes to that highest aspect of ourselves. And it can just be something simple. It can be practicing that instrument. It can be putting things in order so that you are cleaner and clearer and more organized and able to move more powerfully forward in your life from that point onwards, getting rid of a few things. The craftsmanship card is just about that deliberate showing up. And it's an earth card, so it has to do with the earth element. So being present in the body, on the earth, at this time, in service to our gifts and in service to our calling, and doing something every day that says yes to that. It can be reading a book on the topic that you're interested in. It's all building you. It's all building your service. It's all building the energy that you're bringing to life. And it's also doing what you are here to do. It's also offering your service. That's not to be underestimated. It's not just about preparation, because it's in the doing that we get good at something. And the more we do it, the better it gets. The more we learn, the more we have of knowledge and skill and ability to offer in service to our gifts and talents, in service to life. So this is the present card. It's like, do it. Whatever your heart is calling you to, whatever this shiny yes is in your field, it's time to do it. And like I said, whether it's like spending 5 minutes on your knitting or your meditation, it doesn't matter. What is it that's lighting you up? What is it that's bringing you to joy, to highest enthusiasm in this moment? Get into your body and do it. Be present. Be in this now moment and cultivate that brilliantly. Because it's going to help us all, especially at these unsettled times. We need groundedness. We need contentment. We need regularity and the energy of things being stable and happy and comfortable. That goes out into our collective human field because we're all connected. We've talked about this before. It continues, but it's pretty clear here too this week. So if you want to do something to help, I'm sure opportunities will come your way, but just know that by existing in a beautiful, embodied, and intentional and present way, you are helping. You are making a difference. You are stabilizing the tectonic plates and drawing in rain where it's needed and calling for peace in war-torn areas. Hold the peace, hold the center, be the love, be the peace, be the center. That's what's going to get us through. The near future, this energy that we are moving towards is rapid change in the levels of creativity, inspiration, and passion. It is a fire card. It is a lot of fire energy right now. And that's astrologically, we're in air and fire, a lot of it, which seems to be reflected in the world outside. So when we hold the earth energy, when we hold the water energy, we are tempering the intensity of the fire. The Prince of Wands is the Knight of Wands in other decks, and this is about rapid change in that fiery, generative, creative potential. So as we're moving forward, pay attention to your calling, to your yes, to the shiny things that fill you with joy, enthusiasm, inspiration, and lead you to more of that. That's very important. But understanding that the change will come from these aspects, from us lining up with them and going towards them. It keeps us focused in our experience, our own lane. We can so easily get sidetracked these days, and being sidetracked doesn't help. We can't suffer enough to change anything in somebody else's experience. It just doesn't happen. It's not how this works. But by being joyful and grounded and centered, we can help stabilize the collective human field of emotion. So if someone else is suffering, if we can be the clearing for peace, their field will be reminded of peace by being in proximity to ours. We are agents for change in each other's experience. And when we remember this, we then understand just how important it is for us to cultivate these practices, these energetic states in our own field, so that as we move through life and as we touch others, we're radiating that well-being out into the world around us and beyond. We could all use a lot of that right now. So thank you for being a deliberate and intentional contributor to that feeling of well-being, that field of well-being. So this near future, things can change very, very quickly when we give it the energy, when we give it the focus, when we line up with our highest enthusiasm. Things can change dramatically and quickly. So let's remember that. Let's be part of the dramatic and rapid change in right direction for everyone's highest and greatest good. By following the yes, by following our heart's calling, by following what is calling to us to be embodied and present at this time. Our foundation, why we're having the reading this week, is the King of Swords. So this is about structure. This is about being organized. This is about having a plan and working your plan. Kings represent that masculine kind of quality of containment, of plans, of structure, of scaffolding, if you will, because the masculine holds the framework where the feminine can bloom into safely. And the feminine can then know her boundaries because the masculine holds them, or the yang and the yin. They work together, and I'm not sure it's exactly the same in terms of what's identified with each, but it's that quality of a containment and that which fills it. Both are essential. You can't fill something if there's nothing to fill. So that's where the masculine energy comes in. This week, it's about this energy. We're having the reading about this energy of structure, of creating structures, of having new ideas and taking action on them, but creating helpful structures that can hold all of this. We all have masculine and feminine inside of us. We might be more outwardly in appearance, one or the other. It doesn't really matter ultimately what we look like. We have both inside of us, and there will be expressions, times in our lives, and when we're in the company of certain individuals, more of that yang will come out, or that masculine, and if we're in the company of others and doing other things, more of the yin will come out. We have both, and they change. The measure between them changes as the day goes by, as we engage with others, as we engage with different occupations and pastimes and engagements. That all affects our inner state and our inner balance. But this is telling us that it's useful to us to have supportive frameworks, and maybe even this idea of a supportive belief system or a supportive mental container to come back to create the space for this to show up in. And an example of that's coming to me is this idea of leaning into the divine, knowing that we don't have it figured out in our very small earthly aspect, but the broader, wiser part of us, the part that is connected to all life everywhere, that is that gorgeous divine spark, knows what's going on and is there for us to tap into and to help us create safe structures into which we can bloom, into which we can show up and fill the space with our inspiration, our creativity, our passion, our joy, our happiness, our love, our care, our compassion. All of that can well up when we have a supportive container. So, something to think about. What kind of a container will you thrive in? What kind of a container will provide you with the space and the structure that will allow you to be as expressed and as generous and as healthy and thrival as possible? So coming back to this idea of building it well, not to restrict, but to support. There's a lot of restriction in our world, a lot of shoulds and have-tos, and we have them all programmed into our consciousness. So when they show up, just notice, take a breath or two, take in the information and become aware of the limitations that you may be applying rather than the supportive structure, and reevaluate and change. And you are able to do this because it's your life and you're the driver of the bus. We all have this capacity. But if we don't pause periodically and feel into our reality, into our current expression, and distinguish this, the opportunity is lost and we might be stuck behind frameworks that don't really serve us anymore, beliefs that don't serve us anymore. They need to be continually challenged. They need to be continually evaluated and give ourselves permission to be soft and curious and wise enough to know when it's time to shift things and to move to a more resilient and resourceful state, because what once served us may no longer serve us, but we only know that upon reflection and discernment. So very interesting this week. So we need the foundation, this framework, this structure, this on a mental level, on an action level, ideas and action represented by the king, that masculine framework, the practical, the holding, so that we have a beautiful container into which all this can flow. We have the feminine energy, that creative, generative life force that gives us life, that gives life to life. We become channels for the life force to come through us. And that's why we're drawn by our yes, because that's where life wants us. It wants us being that phenomenal channel for life. Craftsmanship, showing up, doing it, being the channel for that love and light to come through into the world, whatever that looks like. That's smiling at strangers. That's facilitating another person's experience. That's practicing an instrument. That's making the world more beautiful. That's caring for your loved ones. That's extending care beyond your loved ones into community. That's praying for the world. That's sending love and light out into the ethers, knowing that when we hold those higher frequencies and vibrations, we are affecting the whole, not only our well-being, but that of the collective field of life. And that's why it's so important for us to attain those higher, loftier realms of feeling or sensation, the joy, the gratitude, the appreciation, the love, the contentment, the satisfaction, the fulfillment. All of that is very rich and it's very full and it's very close to the higher end of the emotional spectrum. And it's very, very rich energy to feed into the collective field, to nourish it into something greater. We are nourishing life through our energy set point. So if we want life to be rich and full and gorgeous, we have to cultivate that. And it will make it possible for others to pull into that, because that's that field of life that we're all part of. And it's easier when one person does it than another person does it. Think about the 1 minute mile. As soon as that barrier was broken, it continued to be broken. More and more and more people did it. That's That's the possibility space that humanity is capable of when we hold this energy of right framework and energy and craftsmanship and show up and do it and hold the field together. And the change that will come very quickly as a result of us doing this. It is incredibly powerful. So please do not lose hope. Please do not succumb to despair or misery or unhappiness or overly focusing on the suffering of others. You can't help them by suffering alongside them. What you can do is send love, send light, send healing, send resources, go and help. Do what you can, what you're called to from your heart, from that authentic space inside of you, to be in good service to life out there. Wow, good reading. Especially with that eclipse energy. We have this fire energy. Going to harness that fire energy and use it for the good. Harness the passion, harness the love, harness the joy, harness the yes and the desire, and let it carry your intention and your love out into the world powerfully. Okay. Let's pull our card to grow on, shall we? And if you haven't already, I would appreciate it greatly if you would like and subscribe. It helps this channel to reach others who might also be interested in its content. And the whole intention of this channel is to share love and light out into the world. And if you would like your very own reading, please know I'm available for that. It's underneath the video. Okay, Creator, help us to understand and integrate what we've just taken in, using the breath to drag it into our body, into our cells, into the spaces between the cells, into the field of life that we are, so that we can make the best use of this discernment and these distinctions for more love and light and beauty and care and thriving on this planet, so that there is healing, so that there is hope, so that there is beauty, so that there is love. And our card to grow on is Temperance. So this is the card of balancing, of not overdoing it, of finding our right balance. The angel is pouring the water of life into the vessel of the human, and the human is saying, whoa, that's good. That's light plenty. That's what I can manage right now. And that's okay to realize that. We don't have to be on the front lines all the time. We can take downtime. We can take time to replenish ourselves and ground and be whole. So this card of Temperance is saying, yes, it's all good. It's all important. And through finding our balance with it, we ground and hold the energy that we need to hold in service to more love and light. And Temperance is also about verification, which is about trial, which is about doing things and seeing if they fit, giving ourselves permission to try things and fail, or to try things and not like it. That helps us to gain the momentum that we need to keep moving towards our yes. Because our yes is going to pull us always towards more interesting things. And as we engage with those things, it might not be the thing itself that we're meant to be doing or hold on to, but the experience of going through it and being in that environment with those other people. It might be that workshop is not about the workshop and learning how to throw pots. It's about the person sitting at the wheel next to you and the connection you make, and then that opening up into something else. So verification, this is like get out into life and do it. The craftsmanship card sort of amplified. It's like we have to try, we have to do, and giving ourselves permission not to get it right off the bat. Really, failing doesn't really mean anything. We're trying, and it either is part of where we want to be and do, or it isn't. And it's okay. Or it's something that we don't get right off the bat, and we need to give it a few goes to really get there. A musical instrument is not learned in one day. There's a lot of trial and error that goes into that. So remember that, this sort of energy of balance, of right balance, of tolerance and acceptance of ourselves and permission to try life, to get out there and sample things, and giving ourselves permission not to have it all figured out right away and just to be okay with that. So this beautiful energy this week, this is our card to grow on. So as we're navigating the larger energies, just remember this, you can't get it wrong. Life is for you. Everything is for you. And as you move through life and you try things on and things go one way or the other, it might work perfectly, it might not, and it doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all adding unto you your development, your vision, your brilliance. We're all benefiting from you doing you, from me doing me, from them doing them. We're all doing our thing, and doing it with love and care and attention and discipline and diligence is what's going to build the beautiful world we know is possible. So with that, I invite you to take a nice deep breath in. Come back to yourself, come back to your heart, come back to your beingness. Allow yourself to receive this information. Thank you, Creator, for this opportunity to be together this week, to learn together, to grow together, to become who we are, and to become more. I am so grateful for this opportunity to be here on the planet in service to more love and light. Thank you to all those who walk with us, both in these human forms and beyond. I'm so grateful to the broader, wiser aspects of us, those gorgeous divine sparks that are at the heart of each of our beings. I call to them and invoke them. Come and fill us. Come and be with us. Help us to be even more of that sparky spark in the world, more of that yes, yes, in service to more love and light, channeling. Let us be clean, clear channels for the good, for the light, for the healing, for the transformation, for the beauty that is to come, that we long for, that we're calling in through our desire. I'm so grateful for the good work we are doing. I am so grateful for all the help we are receiving. I am so grateful for the healing that is happening. Thank you, Creator. And thank you for being here once again with me. I hope you have a fabulous week. I hope you navigate these eclipse energies in the best way possible. As we've looked at today, it's about coming back to you and your life and your yes and your calling as a channel for life right here, right now. You can work miracles just by being the brilliant spark that you are. Much love and light. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.